tips in order to plan in a good and efficient way your exams and your study. Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to share with you the way in which I was planning my exams and my study when I was a student. Now I am working as a front-end developer, but I studied philosophy and I did the bachelor and the master degree in philosophy, and I always had the time and I planned my study in order to have the time to have holidays in the winter and at least 1 month in the summer. And also in my master degree I finished all my exams within a year and a half, and also I did a lot of credit extra, and I think it was for my hyperactivity and also because I love to learn a lot of stuff and the COVID hit, so I wanted to take myself busy, but also it was because I was able to structuring my schedule in a good and efficient way. And I wanted to share with you this approach, hoping that it can help some of you. And yeah, if it will, please let me know in the comments or in my Instagram. And if you have another approach that you think it's useful and you want to share with the others, just feel free to write in the comments. And yeah, let's get started. So in this video I will cover 6 steps that are the main steps that I was following all my career along, and they are very basics but I think very useful, so I hope it can help you in some way. And also remember that every single person is different, so every single person can need something specific and ad hoc for this person, so this might not work for you, but maybe I can say something that can apply to you. So yeah, take this video also in this sense. So the first step is understand how many exams do you have in theory for this section. I don't know about your university, but here in Italy you pretty much know which are the subjects of the first semester and which are the subjects for the second semester. So you know that in theory you will have 5 exams for the first semester and 6 exams for the second one, or I don't know, something like that. So try to understand how many exams in theory you will have in your semester. This is the first tip. The second step is which are the dates for every single exam. So for example, I will use philosophical subjects because those are the exams that I know, but you can use of course yours. And for example, I will have theoretical philosophy, ethics, English, I don't know, philosophy of religion and philosophy of science. Let's do 5 because I can think about another one in this moment. So I know, for example, that I have 3 dates for each exam, and maybe English I have just 2. What can I do? I read them and I write them like this. So you can find your way, the way in which you are more comfortable, but in theory you have a subject, the dates, a subject, the dates. So you can have like a table in which you can just focus about all the picture in one single view. The third tip is try to understand how much study do you need for each one of these subjects. So for example, I was used to count the pages and the chapters for every single book that I had to read for this single subject, and I was doing this for every single one, and I was writing down the number of the chapters, the pages of the chapters, and the amount of pages for this chapter and this book that I was feeling comfortable to be able to do that like in a day without stress me out so much. So for now we have the number of the subjects, the dates of the exams, and the amount of study that you need and the amount of study that you feel comfortable doing per day. If you don't want to do all in the same spot, so maybe you just want to focus about how many stuff you have to do and not already seeing, yes, but how much of this can I do? You can also split this into steps. So just focus about the amount of study that you have to do, and then with this in mind and with a more big panoramic, so you have done this for every single subject, you can do the step 4, which is try to understand how many pages per day you can do for a single subject, and also you can, see this in comparison with the others. So for example, I know that if I just do ethics, I can do more pages rather than if I do this and also English, for example. so you can count in this way too. Now, with a good understanding of how many exams do I have, which are the days, and how much do I have to study for each one of them, and how much I feel comfortable do per day, we can come back to the step 2 for the step 5. The step 5 is very simple. You just have to focus about this table that we already established, and we have to think about the amount of study that we know we need for each one of the subjects and the amount of study that I know I am able to do. So for example, I know that I am able to study 20 pages of theoretics for a day, and I know that more or less I can add something very, very light. I cannot do 2 heavy subjects at a time, for example. So I have to understand how many days do I think I will need to study theoretics. So I know that I do 20 pages per day, I know that I have taught pages, I know that I need 14 days or 7, I don't know, it depends from you. So with that in mind, for each single subject, I can see this table, so I can find the best gap for me to have from an exam to the other. So what I want to do is to see all the dates, try to understand how many days do I need for every single subject, and then try to do a little circle for the days that for me works better. It's like a puzzle. You just have to have this table all completed with like the amount of study that you need, and the end of one study is the date, more or less, of the exam. Now that you have an understanding of the gaps that you need between an exam to the other, and you have found the best dates for you, and this can imply also that you won't do all the exam that in theory you can do. It depends from you, so don't make pressure on you. Do whatever you feel you can do. We can go to the next step. The step number 6 is to create your own calendar, and you can do this in the way that is more comfortable for you. I was doing this in a very basic way, but the idea is that you put the days from today to the last day of your exams, and on the one side you will put the number of the pages and the subject for each day that you feel comfortable doing. What I do is to make sure that the first day I won't do anything. This is the day of planning, and I don't want to pressure me that much that I also have to do something today, so I will start tomorrow. And also I make sure to have at least 3 or 4 days to review my studying, to repeat and whatever, and to have 1 or 2 days of jolly. So I know that if something happens, I am still on track with my plan. I will do this for every single subject, so for every single day, and I also will make sure to sign the day of the exam, so I know that I won't do anything this day. And in this way you can have a real clear image of what do you have to do every single day, so you can see that it is manageable. You know concretely how much do you have to do for each day. You know that you decided and you understood and you thought that it was manageable for you, so you don't feel the pressure and overwhelmed with the exams and the studying, because you just have a proper view of how much effort do you have to put in it, and you know that you have to do just a little bit of all what you have to do. No one is requiring to you that you do more. You just have to do this little piece that you already understood and thought it was perfect for your timing. Also, a little tip that I wanted to give to you, and for me it is very important. I know a lot of people work differently, a lot of friends of mine think very differently to me, so you feel free to do whatever you feel more comfortable for you. But what I do is not leave too many days before the exams, because when you study you have all or a lot clear in your mind, but if you let pass a lot of days and really you don't need that much time in order to review your study, you just finish with not remembering as well as you were remembering before, and also you will find like more anxious about the exam that has to come and you have nothing to do now, you know. So I like to not let pass too many days, just what I need and 1 or 2 days more. This is for the jolly, for whatever can happen in my life that not allow me to study and that for sure won't put me out of my plan. So yeah, this is a tip that I wanted to give to you. And so yeah, this was the last step, the 7th, and we are done. So just to summarize, what you can do in order to plan your studying in a more efficient and good way is understanding how many exams do you have for this session, understanding how much do you have to study for this exam, so how many chapters, pages also of your notes and whatever do you have, understanding how much of this you feel you can do in a day without stress you out so much, and write it down, understanding which are the days for each exam, trying to understand which is the most efficient gap for you and comfortable gap for you between the time that you have in the schedule that you signed and the time that you need and that you understood sign the days and the pages that you have to do for days, and then complex amount of day that you need for each subject. And try to understand if you just have to study one subject per time or if there are something that you can put together so that you can understand in this table which are the most perfect dates for you. Lastly, write your beautiful calendar in the way that you feel more comfortable doing. It can be a very beautiful calendar, it can be a very basic calendar like mine that is not even a calendar, just numbers and number of pages and subjects. And the day of the exam, just make sure to write that this is the day of the exam so that you make sure that you won't use that for studying or to plan to study. And that's it. I like to left the first day like a free day so that I can prepare mentally for tomorrow that I have to start. I like to feel that really I could do a little bit more than what I put, so that one day if I'm tired or whatever, I didn't stress me out that I really have to do those many pages that I already knew I could not do. And I also make sure to left like some days for reviewing and some days for jolly in case something happened. This is all what I did. It's very basic if you think about it, but it makes you have a really clear image in your mind, and I think it's so important and so helpful because you don't feel overwhelmed. Also because you thought about what was best for you in the first steps, so you know that what you have to do is something that you can do because you established that you could do that before you had to do that. So yeah, that was it. I hope it can help you in some way, and yeah, I encourage you to click the like button and to subscribe if you like this video, and also if you want more people to see it, because I found out finally how this algorithm works more or less, and what I understood is that you can do whatever you can. You can do whatever you want, but the real power of the videos are the people that are seeing it and that are saying that for them this video has a value. So only if people think that it is a good content and they put like and subscribe and so are interested in seeing more of that, then the algorithm will show that to more people. Maybe someone can be interested in this video and they weren't able to see it and they don't know this content does exist. So if you think it was a video that can help you, or maybe it can help someone, and you want to help this channel grow, just click the like button and subscribe, and yeah, give this channel a shot. And yeah, I hope this was helpful, and as always I will see you in my next video, and I wish you a very good day and a very good life. Bye.